And we skip all the way to August 18th. I never even got a happy birthday from this game. Son of a bitch.
Mid-August. It was the peak of summer, and the sweltering sun was beating down on the residents of Trista. After returning from Heimdall, we were given a whopping 5-day summer vacation before the school year resumed.
Well, at least we got some kind of summer vacation. Better than nothing, right? We're back
Turns
to
out,
Trista.
Thors sticks to its military roots, only granting extended vacations to students over the New Year's holiday. However, nobles are allowed to visit home, ostensibly to give them time to become familiar with their family's holdings. And, as you might expect, that meant most students from classes 1 and 2 spent summer away from Trista. Meanwhile, classes 3 through 5 were stuck on campus, envying the nobility as they studied and trained as usual.
AC Steve is now playing Yuga-O. Whatever that is.
The other members of Class 7 and I chose to stay in Trista as well, facing the heat with our fellow students.
Bum 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 bum. These students are definitely getting an F for this. No doubt about it. Yuga-O style. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wet 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 and such. Do 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 do. Wet 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 and such. Do 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 do. Wet 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 and such. Bum 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 bum. Man of no consequence style. Though I hear the man of no consequence has never been hit in the members. Not even one time. It's never happened. Uh-oh. 8:30. We're back to school, didn't you know? It's freaking epic. It's so hot. I'm dying in here. Somebody turn on the air conditioning. Mucker father. I'm sick of this heat already. Yeah, I mean, we can't even be sharp dressed and wear our red blazers because it's so hot. Talking about it is just making me feel even hotter. The Academy should install an orbital air conditioner. At least then it'd be a little easier to cope. Where's my copium? An orbital air conditioner? What is that? Well, it's this device that blows out cool air to help regulate a room's temperature. Maybe it'd help if you think of it as the opposite of a stove. Except you don't make food on it. Wow, that's some kind of wizardry. That's a game. Maybe pierced in the abs by the air sword, but never hit in the members. You don't mess with his members, by law. You can torture him, you can, you know, cut his head off, but no messing with his members. It's not allowed. I've heard of them, but aren't they supposed to be prohibitively expensive? Only the most modern buildings seem able to afford them. Do you have one in your house? Well, there's one in the Rhineford Company's corporate headquarters, yeah. You know, because they make it. So, it'd be nice if my mother could spare one, you know, for the Academy. She sits on the board of directors for... Seems a bit much to hope for. Yeah. This is a military academy, so I doubt we can expect to be indulged quite that much. Still, a machine to help us keep cool in the summer. Whoever first invented that should get a medal. Hoo-hoo! I'll admit, the summer heat here is more difficult to cope with than in Legram. Probably cooler there. But as long as I think of it as another part of my training, it doesn't bother me all that much. Berehard gets similar summer heat waves, but there's usually a breeze blowing in from the canyon at this time of year. That does make summers a bit easier to manage. I wonder if it gets hot in Nebraska. It definitely gets hot here in Illinois. That's for sure. My hometown's up in the mountains, so it's pretty cool even around this time of year. That must be nice. Actually, now that you mention it, I would have thought you three would go back home for the summer, being nobles and all. Water! Please! You were giving permission, weren't you? If everyone else was going home, I would have considered it. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I decided against it. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago I got to see Elise. Maybe next year. I came here to train. Until I feel like I've made significant progress, I have no intention of returning home. Laura style. Ha! Some of you saw my father's mansion. Do you think I'd go back to a place like that willingly? I'd much rather stay here and take my chances with heat stroke. You're really that uncomfortable at home? Huh? Still, hot as it is, that's a lot. There's a lot going on right now. I doubt all the people headed to that conference at the end of the month have much time to be worrying about the heat. And they probably also have to protect their members. You make a good point. You're talking about the West Zamuria Trade Conference, right? Crossbell State. Do-do-do-do-do. That's the one. There's never been an international conference on that scale before. At least not in modern times. Mayor Dieter Kreuss, who also happens to be the International Bank of Crossbell's CEO, was the one who first proposed it. Crossbell. We're gonna get to go there in like a week or so. 2 weeks, whatever it is. I've heard that Prince Oliver will be attending on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor. And Chancellor Osborne is supposed to be attending too. Seems crazy to think we met them both just a few weeks ago. The Chancellor in particular was a pretty intimidating figure. Seemed like a big scary monster. I've heard he served in the Imperial Army before becoming a politician. Then 11 years ago, His Majesty entrusted him with the position of Chancellor. Buffalo and Italian sandwich style. Supposedly, a full 70% of the Imperial Army is under his jurisdiction. His real fame comes from establishing most of the nation's railwork network, centered on the capital, though he's also been responsible for annexing several smaller countries and independent states around Arabonia. Member style. I believe those all took place without any bloodshed, though. At least as far as I'm aware. I wouldn't put too much stock in what he's selling. Military spending in this country has increased exponentially since he took up his position as Chancellor. And that's only possible thanks to the tax revenue he gleans from the people of Heimdall and those annexed nations. On the Shaggy So, shit, we eat sandwiches. Well, he was the one who ordered the construction of those 2 railway guns they got pointed at Crossbell, too. At one point, Erebonia was on the verge of a full-scale war with Calvard because of those things. Oh yeah, I heard that it was actually Liberal that proposed a way to avoid an armed conflict. They ended up signing the Non-Aggression Pact, right? Trails in the Sky style. Yeah, though I'm sure you noticed there's still quite a bit of tension between the two countries. Yep. We got hot dogs! Mr. McMahon-style cocktail weenies. I wouldn't be surprised if the issue reared its head again during the trade conference. Chancellor Osborne's been a really popular figure in the capital, though. Popular enough that he seems to have a group of terrorists after him. Huh. Pretty much. He does seem to be the Imperial Liberation Front's main target, doesn't he? You know, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator and all that. Indeed, they seem to harbor a deep-seated grudge against him. The grudge style. Their anger seemed a bit unusual in its intensity, didn't it? He does seem like the type who'd make a lot of enemies, especially with a face like that. Oh! Well, I'd rather not speak ill of my father's close ally, but... Come to think of it, isn't the instructor awfully late? It's well past time for homeroom to start. Vegastar wanted a chili cheese dog, but he got a hot dog with a slice of cheese and an ice cube on it. So he quit. Damn right he did. True, it should have started about 10 minutes ago, actually. I swear, that woman. She'd better not be sleeping off another hangover back at the dormitory. Wouldn't put it past her. I wish I could say there's no way our upstanding instructor would do that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Excuse me. I'll have you know I did no such thing. Today.
Who's ready to go to jail?
Instructor?
Good morning, instructor.
Morning, everyone!
Nah.
Anyway, I'll have you know I've got a good reason for being late today.
Oh, yeah? No beans.
And that reason is, we're going to be welcoming a new classmate today.
What? If it's Hasty Steven, I swear to freaking God.
What?
There is one chair available, you know. Funding for today is brought to you by our members. We love our members and stay in contact with our members several times a day, and by listeners who love their members as much as we do ours. Member style. Mwahaha.
A transfer student at this time of year?
Seriously?
All right, come on in.
Righto.
Crow? What the beep?
Huh? Crow?
But isn't he a second-year student?
I'm Crow Armbrust. Starting today, I'll be joining you fine folks as a member of Class 7.
Nah.
It's gonna be pretty sweet, guys.
I bet he's been kicked in the members numerous times.
What?
What? I mean, how?
Are you sure you want to know? It's a long tale fraught with the intrigue of school politics.
You gotta love Crow.
I don't think I'd put it quite like that. Back in his first year, he slacked off so much that he ended up failing a few of his classes.
Been there, done that.
Then he came crying to me in a panic, like, oh, me and Dr. Sarah, they're not gonna let me graduate. So, as a special exception, he's going to be joining us for the next 3 months to pay for his laziness.
Meh.
You can't be serious.
That's an even more pathetic reason than I was bracing myself for.
I think you already know that Crow was one of the trial users for the Arcus test they ran last year. So I thought he might be a good role model for you. In that sense, anyway. And don't forget, he'll also be joining us on our future field studies, too.
Oh boy. That brings us to 10.
Nice. Looks like you saved me the trouble of having to explain it all. Anyway, let's let the good times roll. Oh, and since we're all classmates now, no need for all that sweet talking you lay on the other second years, all right? Right.
Easier said than done, I fear.
If he was any more laid back, he'd be comatose.
Meh.
Instructor, I can't help but notice you left the door open.
Uh-oh.
Wait, is there someone else too?
Huh?
Are you serious?
Oh, I was hoping to catch you off guard.
Now what?
All right, come on in and say hello.
Not another one.
I thought you forgot I was out in the hall!
Uh-oh. Not you!
What?
What?
You must be joking.
Milliam.
Aren't you?
You're the girl we met in the Nord Highlands.
Yuppers! Long time no see, guys!
Says blue-haired girl. Nice boots.
But I see a couple of you I don't know, so I guess I better introduce myself. I'm Milliam. Milliam Orion.
Bum 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 bum.
And this here's Aragetlum, but we'll just call him Lammy for short.
I'll definitely be streaming Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. No doubt about that.
What the hell is that? Holy crap!
It's that thing we saw at Ark's fort.
Of course it's coming to Steam. It's already on my wish list.
So this is that strange girl you met in the Nord Highlands.
Oh, and a little house rule before anything gets blown up. No bringing that thing out in the classroom.
Nah.
If he accidentally smashes a wall or blasts through the ceiling, I'm the one who's gonna get chewed out for it.
She's gonna get chewed out by Madame M for not doing enough side quests. Didn't you know?
Boo! Fine.
Very excited. Especially for Suikoden 1. It looks so good.
Anyway,
It'll be so cool having Pawn wonder where his food is. In HD. What the hell?
nice to meet you guys.
The hell was that? She just like spin kicked to the air. Can't do that. Bum ba bum.
Tell me you're kidding. Please?
I really wish I could.
Now we have 11 people. Oh boy.
Well, I can see we're in for some fun times these next 3 months.
Guess that explains why there's Arcus covers for Millium and Crow. I mean, there were 2 vacant rooms in the dorm, so I guess now they're occupied. You know what I'm talking about? Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-dum-ba. It's 1:17 p.m., didn't you know? And more days pass. August 21st, Saturday. Saturday school even. 3 days went by. That was a quick 3 days, wasn't it? At first, no one was sure what to make of Crow Armbust and Intelligence Division agent Millium Orion's sudden transfer into Class 7. But within a matter of days, it almost felt like they'd been there all along. That's nice. It's Instructor Thomas! I'm sure none of you need to be reminded that it was none other than Emperor Drykles who ended the War of the Lions. I think we're going to need to make a choice here for bonus AP. But did you know that historical records tell us he had amazingly few soldiers under his command? Initially, his allies numbered only a few confidants and several warriors from Nord. And while supporters rallied to him in each region, his rank still couldn't hope to compare to the other prince's armies. Damn right. Nonetheless, they continued to advance, liberating region after region, and after half a year of bloody battles, Prince Drykles met perhaps his most well-known supporter. I mean, I pretty much always use Tyr, Victor, Flick, Peshmerga, Clive, and Crowley. Millium, right? Would you happen to know the historical figure to whom I'm referring? Sure do! Leanne Sandlot, also known as the Lance Maiden. Ooh, right you are. Well done. Sandlot was the daughter of a count who ruled over a remote region. It was also a movie in the 90s. And accounts tell us she showed great martial skill from a young age. In particular, her skill with the lance was unparalleled. No records exist of her ever being bested in combat. The Lance Maiden also had a group of mighty warriors under her command, who fought alongside her in battle. You gotta love Pawn. Borrune style. Perhaps you'd like to illuminate us as to the name of this famous band, Reen. I get to answer a question. The group of mighty warriors led by the Lance Maiden. That's the... Grousritter? It's not exactly the Grousritter. That's something else entirely. It's actually the Eisenritter. See, it tries to trick you there. But we're not falling for it. We're not falling for it at all, mucker father. The heck? The Eisenritter, also known as the Iron Knights. The Iron Knights. They were a band of knights said to be able to charge across the battlefield like lightning, cutting down all in their path. You know, because lightning returns and such. Bum, 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 bum. Correct, you've done your homework. Yes, I have. The Wandering Prince met the Lance Maiden one day during a prolonged conflict in a remote region of the country. After recognizing each other as reliable and trustworthy, they pledged to fight together under a united banner. With the Lance Maiden and her knights bolstering his ranks, Drykles' army swept through one region after another. Cool. In just a year, he was able to defeat the other princes and free the imperial capital Heimdall. Nice. As an interesting footnote, the castle the Eisenritter used as their base of operations 250 years ago just so happens to be only a hop, skip, and a jump away from Laura's home in Legram. Oh, yeah? Da-da. I wonder if we ever get to go there. Legram. Indeed, it's known as Lohengrin and it's known as Lohengrin Castle. It's a beautiful old building situated on the shore of Lake Ebel to the west of Legram. Cool. Oh, you've mentioned that before. Does anyone live there now? No. Due to the dangerous terrain there, no one goes near it. These days, it exists simply as a relic of a bygone age. The Xseed family is responsible for the care and maintenance of the castle, though really only minimal work is done. I heard Hasty Steven got caught taking a dump there once. Speaking of the Xseed house, wasn't one of your ancestors the Eisenritter's second-in-command? Indeed, the Lance Maiden's most trusted assistant and confidant, from what I understand. The Sandlot family line ended with the death of the Lance Maiden, and it's partly because of that the Xseed family mourns her death each year. I see. I don't know. Ooh, what a fascinating story. Look at that hat. It's like a winter hat. But why is she wearing it during the summer? That can't be comfortable. It's got like a smiley face on it. What's up with that? Legram, huh? Never had a mission there, so I've never been able to go. Maybe I should have stopped by when I went to Bereahard a while back. Crow's sleeping? What? That's great. You'd think she'd at least try to conceal the fact that she gets sent all over the country on secret missions. I know. She totally just let it slip that she was doing something in Bereahard, too. Well, I suppose it's better than her being all distant and cagey around us. Like some people. AP increased by 1 because we answered the question properly. Uh-oh. This can't be good. Okay, so tomorrow's a free day. Which means that next Wednesday, you'll have your usual practical exam. You better all bring your A-game. Pawn style. Oh, Milliam and Crow. A few must-have instructional materials you guys are going to need as part of Class 7 finally showed up. I'll hand that stuff off to you once we're done here. So I want you to come with me to the faculty lounge. Righto! Man, what a drag. Alright, homeroom's out for the day. Flee! Flee while you can! Machias, if you'll do the honors. Yes, instructor. Do-do-do-do! All rise. Bow. I guess that's basically like their version of the Pledge of Allegiance. Luckily, Newfie's not reciting it in a Speedo. So, it's all good in the hood. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum. I guess they gotta go get set up or something like that. Bum 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 bum. So, what do you think? Well, I don't think we have to be on our guard around her, at least. Same. Though I'd rather she kept that giant silver thing of hers hidden. I don't think she's a bad girl. I was taking a nap in the courtyard yesterday, and she came and fell asleep next to me. What does that have to do with whether or not she's trustworthy? They look like a couple of kittens all curled up together. Their personalities may be worlds apart, but they're both rather cat-like in their own ways. She can't be more than 12 or 13. Still practically a child. Yeah, you're right. She's so chipper all the time that it's hard to really be cold towards her. Yeah, I don't think I could bring myself to spurn her. She's got this natural charm, I think. Be that as it may, her presence here reeks of blood and iron, if you take my meaning. Which I do. Bow! Bow! Da-na-na! Da-na-na! Well, it certainly seems that way.
As such, I'm planning on granting you a bit of additional assistance.
Settle down, Golbez.
I should have it ready for you in a few weeks' time.
It's hard to believe a girl like that could be an agent of the Intelligence Division. But just going off on what happened in Nord, there's not much that would make me doubt it now. And then there's that thing. Ergulum, that's always with her. She calls it Lammy, but aside from its name, we don't really know anything about it. It seems to be made from some strange material with both metallic and ceramic properties. Hard but pliable. Indeed and such. Indeed and such. Indeed and such. One time a smart guy got berated for writing a bunch of smashed zeros on a nutrition class assignment. Classic. Agreed. It doesn't look like anything you could make even with the most cutting-edge orbital technology. When I touched it, it felt really nice and cold. Wow, so you actually touched it? It hasn't escaped my notice that it seems strikingly similar to the combat shells we fight in our practical exams. That it does. Bow bow style. I think it's safe to assume that they share some kind of common origin. Yeah. The instructor said she was forced to accept it, though in a sense, Milliam was forced on us too. You're welcome to think what you will, but I don't trust her. Bum 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 bum. Either way, she's technically our classmate now, like it or not. It may be a little early to tell whether we can trust her as a friend, or perhaps a fiend, but we should be able to figure out pretty quickly whether we can count on her as a member of Class 7. Ah. Well, that's a logical way of breaking it down, at least. You're right, it's still pretty early to make sweeping judgments. Knowing her background would be great, but what's really important is whether we can count on her in a fight. Agreed. As students of a military academy, that's probably the most important issue. We'll have to wait and see. Well, considering we're living in the same dormitory, it'll be good if we all got along. Yeah, I wouldn't want her to think we're trying to make her feel unwelcome either. Bow bow style. And then there's Crow. What's he like, Reen? You seem like you get along with him pretty well. I don't know about all that. I don't know if I'd put it quite like that. If I had to say, I'd describe him as a capricious gambling addict, way too prone to ante up for every hand. Adios help us. He sounds like the kind of miscreant one would be better off avoiding. He's a dissident, for God's sake! I don't think he's a piece of crap, but you never know. You can count on him when the chips are down, though. He really helped me out last month when Elise went into the old schoolhouse. He's good in a fight, and pretty handy with his Arcus, too. Maybe we're worrying over nothing, then. Still, I'm not really sure how to connect with him, you know? Ah, well, at least we're in separate dorms for the time being. We'll just have to see how things go. Pretty much. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba bum. Do 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 do. Went and such. Woohoo! Return to the dormitory. See, did we have was that thing we got new, or was it not? Bum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-dum bum bum. No, it wasn't. Grim Butterfly R we already had, so you know. Phantom Phobia R do 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 do. Alright. Do 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 do. Ba-dum-ba. Battle, please. Zorogruga. See. Damn, look at those stats. Shit. Oh, bastage from hell. Chapter 4, Pursuing the Terrorist. Alright, see what we got. Do do do. We ran into Crow at the department store. He was all excited about some prize contest based around the summer races. What a surprise. Fee sensed something suspicious on Valancourt Street, so we kept that in the back of our minds. We met Vita Clotilda a second time at the hotel in the Garnet district. She says that she saw some suspicious people in an alley nearby. She had to go to a banquet at the Imperial Palace, though, so after wishing us luck with our patrols, she departed. A resident on one of the apartments on Alto Street moved out this morning. Moving out on the day of the festival seemed strangely off. We found something curious outside the underground passage entrance. Bastage, even. In the Ost district. It might not have been important, but we made note of it nonetheless. Security at Valflin Palace is perfect. Nothing to worry about there. A number of laborers at Heimdall Port quit all of a sudden, Vegastar style. Considering the timing, it wasn't something we felt comfortable to ignore. We informed the Imperial Guardsmen about a hole in their security, the passage under the hotel which led to Matter Park. Once we felt as though security there was perfect. We ran into Patrick at Matter Park. He'd been invited to the garden party taking place there later that day. The Crystal Garden where it was taking place is being guarded by Imperial Guardsmen. It did feel like we were overlooking something, though. We told Instructor Sarah about our findings during the morning's patrol. We were then asked to watch over the limousine carrying Princess Alphen to make sure she made it safely to Matter Park. We arrived at Valancourt Street and prepared to board the tram to Matter Park. I noticed that Elise was with Princess Alphen in the limousine. The princess must really trust her. Kinda made me proud to be her big brother. After watching to make sure they entered the Crystal Garden safely, we decided to get lunch, and patrol our assigned districts again, finishing with Dreikel's Plaza. The time seemed right for the terrorists to make their move, so we wanted to make sure that we didn't miss a thing in Dreikel's Plaza. We found Toa and Angelica visiting Heimdall as well. They rode over here on the Orbital bike. I'm actually kinda jealous. Members style. As we were talking, Crow turned up. He was crushed that Angelica won his much-desired prize. It's probably the same prize that John won. All of a sudden, something caused the fountains in the plaza to erupt. We assumed they were just a diversion and ran straight to Matter Park. Pursuing the terrorists. July 26, Monday, field study at Heimdall, day 3. We arrived at Matter Park to find it teeming with monsters. After making a dash to the Crystal Garden, we found Gideon, leading a group of terrorists, of course. He used his mysterious flute to take control of the monsters yet again, and used the chance to take Elise and Princess Alphen away. We cut down the monsters, but by then the terrorists had already escaped into a newly revealed underground passage. Leaving the Crystal Garden to Patrick, we took off after the terrorists. We found ourselves in one of the underground passages beneath the city. Instructor Sarah hurried to the scene as we were following them, and remaining with us through our Arcus units. We weren't going to let them get away. We arrived in a Dark Ages catacomb underneath the city, and we found evidence that the terrorists had passed through there. We knew it was only a matter of time before we met with them. We defeated a number of monsters ready to ambush us. It seemed as though Gideon was controlling them using his flute, which seemed to be an artifact. That was something we needed to do something about. When we finally caught up to the terrorists, Gideon ordered his men to put Elise and Princess Alphen to sleep before blowing the demonic flute yet again. A gigantic skeletal dragon, a fiend from the Dark Ages, answered its call and wasted no time in attacking us. We destroyed it, though, and Gideon's disbelief over its defeat provided me with just the right opportunity to destroy his demonic flute. Cornered, Gideon turned a blade on the princess. Before he could make his move, though, 3 more terrorists appeared. A woman with an eye patch called S, a scarred man called V, and a masked man called C. C overwhelmed us with the skillful command of a weapon called a double saber. Even 3 of us together didn't stand a chance against him. They introduced themselves as the Imperial Liberation Front, the ILF. I hear they're an offshoot of Gary Sharp's UDF. Calling out their creed with an impassioned zeal, in our hearts, the flames of silent anger, in our hands, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator. Just then, the railway military police and Instructor Sarah entered the scene, but the terrorists used an explosive to destroy the ruin we were inside. While we were lucky enough to escape with the princess and Elise, we were unfortunately unable to capture the terrorists. July 29th, my birthday, Thursday. Valflum Palace. The railway military police were able to quell the confusion, and the rest of the 3-day summer festival was able to continue without incident. Well, the morning came for us to depart. Then the morning comes. Elise and several members of the Imperial family came to see us off. According to Prince Oliver, the Intelligence Division is currently investigating the Imperial Liberation Front. Just who are they, I wonder? As we were talking, Governor Regnance and Princess Alphen's younger brother, Crown Prince Cedric, arrived to wish us farewell too. And they weren't the only ones. Chancellor Gileath Osborne, the highest representative of the Imperial government, came out to personally congratulate all of us on our hard work. The Chancellor had such a commanding presence, it was almost overwhelming. But it had to be more than that. As he drew near, I felt the mark of my chest pulse in pain, heart attack style. Chapter 5, Academy Life, August. August 21st, Saturday, after school. No. August 18th, Wednesday, after school. We stood around talking about Chancellor Osborne and the upcoming trade conference, the sweltering heat wearing us down all the while. Eventually, Instructor Sarah arrived and the morning's homeroom began, with a surprise. We were getting 2 new transfer students today. The first was Crow. Apparently he was crying to Instructor Sarah about he didn't have enough credits to graduate, so that ended up getting him placed in our class for the next 3 months. The second was the girl who helped us at the Norwood Highlands, the Intelligence Division agent Milliam, as if the school couldn't get any weirder. August 21st, Saturday, after school. I was asked a question on Erebonian history during Instructor Thomas's class and was able to answer it correctly. Cause I'm very SMRT. Both Crow and Milliam seemed to have meshed into our class without any problems, but it was plain to see that there was something behind their addition to our class. We wouldn't want to make them feel unwelcome, but we should watch how things develop very carefully. After everyone else had left the classroom, I decided to get going. Yes, I did. And I think this is a good place to leave off for next time. Over 88 hours of gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to call it a stream here. Freaking hungry, man. I need to go get some dunch. That's what I need to do. So, thanks everyone for stopping by. And I shall see y'all next time. That's it.